Hello and welcome back to ROADTRIpVIA, the once-a-day road trip trivia quiz. Today's episode is day number 258 of the 365-day trivia road trip. Before we get started, I want to say happy birthday to my mother. Every year around September 15th, she has a birthday. This year, thankfully, was no exception. Happy birthday, Mom. If you're watching, I hope you do good on today's quiz. Question number 1. In metals, it is represented by quicksilver. In precious stones, it is represented by amethyst. In planets, it stands for Mercury. What is this color commonly associated with justice and royalty? The color we're looking for today is purple. Question number 2. He said, "We in America today are nearer to the final triumph over poverty than ever before in the history of any land. The poorhouse is vanishing from among us." 15 months later, those words haunted what president when the nation was plunged into the most severe depression in its history? The president that led us into the Great Depression was Herbert Hoover. Question number 3. Originally serialized in Pearson's Weekly earlier that year, what is the title of the novel that was published in 1897 by H.G. Wells, in which a stranger with a completely bandaged head arrives at Bramblehurst Railway Station? That novel was called The Invisible Man. Question number 4. What navigation instrument, whose primary use was to measure the angle between an astronomical object and the horizon for purposes of celestial navigation, was so named because originally it had an arc of 60 degrees? This specific navigation instrument is called a sextant. Question number 5. Found in cool coastal waters where sunlight can penetrate to a rocky seabed, what is the name of the large brown algae or seaweeds that make up the order Laminarials and can grow 300 feet in a single year? The seaweed we're looking for is called kelp. Question number 6. Consider these 3 definitions: a group of singers, a composition for a group of singers, and a refrain that is sung by everyone. What is the musical term that fits all 3 of these short definitions? The answer is chorus. Question number 7. Based on the true story, how many children are in the family in the book by Frank Gilbreth and Ernestine Gilbreth Carey that was made into a movie in 1950 and remade again in 2003, this time starring Steve Martin and Bonnie Hunt? I think it also had Hilary Duff in that movie. The answer is 12 children. The movie and the book was called Cheaper by the Dozen. Question number 8. The coin replaced the Eisenhower dollar and was minted from the years 1979 to 1981, and then again in 1999. What woman was featured on this coin that was the first time that a woman appeared on a U.S. circulating coin? The answer is Susan B. Anthony. Question number 9. While the term laceration is usually used for a rough, irregular wound, what is the term that is often used for a straight wound caused by a very sharp-edged instrument like a razor or a scalpel? Laceration is kind of a haphazard cut, and incision is a precise cut. Incision is the word we're looking for. Question number 10. The National Hall of Fame for Famous American Indians, the National Cowboy Hall of Fame, and the National Wrestling Hall of Fame are all located in what U.S. state? The Wrestling Hall of Fame, the Cowboy Hall of Fame, and the Indian Hall of Fame are in what state? The answer is Oklahoma. Question number 11. Paperwork started in 1954. Development on the project started in 1962, and the plane took its first flight in 1969. The British and the French collaborated in building the Concorde and SST. For what does this abbreviation stand? In this situation, an SST stands for Supersonic Transport. Question number 12. Sulfurous gases and falling debris killed many people. The rest died when fine ash, moistened by steam, fell from the sky and covered the area 20 feet deep. What is the name of this city that died in 79 AD? The city I'm looking for is Pompeii, but Herculaneum fits that description as well. So either of those. Question number 13. Typically, it is an act of war and used to remove the possibility of resupply. What is the name of the technique in which a port is isolated by positioning ships to keep people and supplies from moving in or moving out? When you stop the movement at a port, it's called a blockade. Question number 14. In what popular 1907 short story by O. Henry do Bill and Sam discover that the boy that they have kidnapped is such a terror that they actually have to pay the father to take the kid back? That story is The Ransom of Red Chief. Question number 15. The British 50-pence coin with 7 sides is a heptagon, and Malta's 50-cent piece with 10 sides is a decagon. The Australian 50-cent piece has 12 sides and is called what type of shape? With 12 sides, that shape is called a dodecagon. Question number 16. In Arthur Clarke's short story, The Sentinel, man reaches the moon and finds a relic of an ancient alien race which does nothing but give off a regular signal. This storyline became the core idea of what 1968 science fiction movie? That movie was called 2001: A Space Odyssey. Question number 17. According to an agreement reached in the Constitutional Convention of 1787, for purposes of representation and taxation in the United States, a slave was to be counted as what fraction of a free person? The answer is 3/5. Question number 18. Early Pilgrims were supposed to settle in Virginia, but ended up founding the Plymouth colony in Massachusetts. Because they were outside the jurisdiction of the London Company, they established their own government with what document? Named after the boat they brought over here, it was called the Mayflower Compact. Question number 19. Stand your ground. Don't fire unless fired upon. But if they mean to have a war, let it begin here. In what Massachusetts town were these enduring words spoken by John Parker in 1775? Came before the Battle of Lexington. Lexington is the answer. And question 20. When the Duke of Richelieu captured Port Mahon in Minorca, he needed food. He took some oil, some vinegar, some egg yolk, salt, and pepper, and beat it into a sauce, which he named after the port he had just captured. The modern version of that sauce is now known as what? Named after Port Mahon, it is mayonnaise. And that is it for today's quiz. Thank you to everybody who watched today's quiz, and happy birthday again to my mom. I know it only happens once a year. Hopefully today is a good day. Sorry I can't be with you. I'll see you again in a couple of months. Anybody who is watching, if you want to say happy birthday to Big Mama Trivia, by the way, don't use that nickname. She doesn't care for it. But if you'd like to say happy birthday to my mom, you could do so in the comment section below. Mom, if you ever watch this trivia quiz, check out the comment section and you'll see all of my internet friends telling you happy birthday. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. That includes you, Mom. And let's get ready for question 21, the tiebreaker for today. We're going to be doing some bone counting. If you add up all of the malleus bones, the incus bones, and stapes bones in the human body, what number will you have? Just in one human body, in your body, malleus, incus, and stapes, add all of those up, how many bones do you have? Those 3 bones are inside the ear. You have 2 ears, 3 times 2. We're looking at 6 total bones. Whichever player got closest to the number 6 is going to win the point. If it was a tie, they just won the whole game. Congratulations. Come back tomorrow for day number 259. Actually, tomorrow is a pit stop trivia quiz, so still day number 259, but a much shorter, faster trivia quiz than we played today. Thank you for watching. See you then.